The chapel is the soul of Kingswood life. Whether we met in grief or in joy, whether in prayer for help with an exam, or listening to the whole college singing the final hymn before leaving Kingswood for the final time. The chapel nurtured my faith, and although I cannot be with you today, Kingswood College and the chapel are forever in my heart. Congratulations on the first 60 years, and I look forward to the next 60 years.
Hello Kingswood, and congratulations on your chapel's 60th anniversary. I have many memories of the chapel from when I was at Kingswood. I especially enjoyed sitting up in the gallery by the organ. And I would just say that during my chapel years, that's when I got to know Jesus, and that friendship has continued to this day. So I'd encourage all of you to use this opportunity of going regularly to chapel to get to know him. It's really worth it.
So my most favourite part of Kingswood when I was at school was the chapel. I loved the quietness and the peacefulness before everybody came in, before chapel. I love the beauty of that chapel, the stained glass windows, the music, the organ. I loved singing all those hymns, and what I really loved was the quiet moments that we had with Rev before chapel, or when we would have our meetings. It was just a time where I was just could forget about the pressures and the hecticness of my matric year. So I love that chapel.
Hi all, I'm Gary Buerta, Head Chapel Steward of 1993. It's an honor and a privilege for me to say a few words on the chapel's anniversary. My time serving alongside Bronwyn Rowlands and Rev Negrucci hold very special memories to me, and I am forever grateful to be a part of this family. I hope this chapel remains the heartbeat of this college for the next 60 years, and may God bless everyone who passes through these doors.
Morning Kingswoodians, and thank you to Pastor Tim for this invite for a brief message about the 60th anniversary of the chapel. I was actually a chapel steward there in 1995, long time back now. I have a quick message for you. The church is, according to the Bible and according to the Apostle Paul, he says that it is the bride of Christ. And if you read in Ephesians, he says there that Christ loved the church and he gave himself up for her, that he might sanctify her. So there's a very, very special place that Christ has for the church, and therefore that God has for the church. And remember, the church is not the building that you're sitting in. The building is actually simply a functional value. It's a place where you guys can meet. The church are the people. It's you who believes in Jesus Christ and all other believers as well. And it's expressed in a local context. So in other words, in Grahamstown, you'll have churches, but there is also the universal church, all those who believe in Jesus Christ. But the main thing there is that he likens it to a marriage relationship. In other words, it is very, very special. And it is one of the institutions that God has ordained for us to be a part of. So just think about that and be active in the church life at Kingswood, and then also be active in the church life once you leave school as well. God bless.
Good morning. My name is Vanessa Koopman Nee Moss. I matriculated from Kingswood College in 1997. I had the privilege of spending 8 wonderful years at Kingswood. In my matric year, we celebrated the 35th anniversary of the chapel. I have many happy memories of the chapel. I lovingly dedicated many hours, and it was an absolute honor for me to serve the chapel as I did. We had a wonderful Reverend Rev Negrucci, who I'm still in contact with today. My most precious memory is the day that I married my husband in the Kingswood College Chapel 17 years ago. Enjoy today's celebrations. I pray for the chapel servants, the pupils and the staff of Kingswood College, and I hope you continue to strive and are abundantly blessed. Thank you.
Congratulations to all of you at Kingswood who are celebrating the 60th anniversary of the chapel. I'm so humbled and privileged to be a part of this service. My name is Kirsty Price, and I was the head chapel steward in 1998 in my matric year. And for me, the thing that really brings it home is the ringing of the bell at the chapel. We got to ring it when we won at K-Day. It was rung when the boys' hostel burnt down in my grade 10 year as a warning. And it was rung at the end of my matric year as we finished up with our last service in the chapel. And it's really just been a signal and a symbol of my walk with the Lord in helping me ring true to who I am and giving me a space to practice my faith in my teenage years. So congratulations, I look forward to joining you online for the service, and may that chapel bell ring for many years to come.
Hi everyone, I'm Jane Hume, and I was Jane Gush in 1999 when I was head chapel steward with Stephen Moss. One of the funny memories that sprung to mind as I was thinking about this was that there was always a little bit of a debate and discussion about who was going to be the one to use the electronic bread knife to cut up the big loaves of white bread for our communion services. It was obviously the small things in life that were important back then, so that was just an amusing memory. And then just a word of encouragement to everybody is that while our seasons change and our relationship with God changes, and sometimes we forget about Him, He is unchanging and He is ever faithful, and He is always waiting for us and ready for us to come back to Him. Much love to you all. Bye.
Hi Kingswood, James Hayward here, chapel steward from 2001. Thanks for including me as we celebrate 60 years since our chapel's foundations were laid, and on a personal note, 21 years since my own foundation in faith was laid in that same building. It truly is a special place.
Good morning, Kingswood family. Just to share some fond memories I have of the chapel. My first chapel service was in '94 at the age of 10 when I started in the junior school. I have wonderful memories of going for jogs with Reverend Auburn DeGrucci and his 2 dogs, to my testimony and confirmation service in 2000, all culminating in the honor of being the head chapel steward at the college in 2002. And then after my schooling career into varsity and adult life, remembering my special granny's memorial service, as well as being able to see my sister walk through the chapel doors on her wedding day. I can't express enough to pupils of the school how blessed they are to be educated at a school that encourages and nurtures a journey with the Lord alongside the countless opportunities the school has. It is really something that has carried me through my life, and I encourage you all to follow that thread back to the school and back to the chapel, as it really has brought me so much joy.